Y'all know what it is. It's the usual suspect 650-50 draw. Buy your tickets now for your chance at winning half the pot. Cash App, $, usual 50-50. Tickets on sale for $10 for one, $20 for 3 tickets, and $50 for 10 tickets. Put your desired amount, name or alias, as well as your email address, and your tickets will be set. We announce the winning ticket numbers every other Friday on Supreme Beats Boxing Talk Bullshit on the Beltway, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Remaining proceeds will go directly to the LDBC meet and greet in Las Vegas. Shout out to the LDBC, and remember,
it's a usual suspect day.
Y'all know what it is. It's the Find the Boxer game. Purchase a box for a chance at winning $500. One of 54 boxes has a missing boxer inside. Purchase your box or boxes by Cash Apping, $, usual 50-50. Include your box number, name, and email address. Your box number will be confirmed and sent directly to your email. Each box is $20, with a 1 in 54 chance of winning. Remaining proceeds will go directly to the LDBC meet and greet in Las Vegas. Shout out to the LDBC, and remember,
it's a usual suspect day.
Push the weight and flex. The live is more than the 6. With the runner, boy, you nigga, no question. You will run a motherfucker high stepping. Hey, you never had a big enough weapon. Motherfucker never learned your lesson. I'm a 88 pack nigga. I'm a 88 pack nigga. I mean, day walker, drink blood, trains out, full moon, motherfucker change like a hoe, nigga. I'm just a nigga from the hood trying to stack a little cheddar for the money.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. Lightweight. Lightweight, baby. Drew Titan Bronx on deck. Shout out to the mighty LDBC. Let's just get to this. I see y'all in the chat. Dow, Big G, McCall, Woke, Mac of the South, Coach Hudson, Shaquilla, All Around Strong, Rod Neal, Sam Mack, Marcus Walls, Dill Spoolie, Stillwater Boxing, Ratchet, Bernard, Dow, Eric Jordan. I'm going to read all the super chats at the end. I'm going to read all the cash apps at the end. So I wasn't even going to talk about this morning, but I had what you call an emotional fanatic with a way short attention span. Way short attention span. Had no idea. He's one of those people that obviously read the title, right? Didn't watch the show. Read the title, didn't watch the show. So he comes, I don't know who he is, all right? Comes into the Painful Excellence podcast channel, comes into the comments section. We're going to read his comments. And I said, look, you know, all this typing and stuff, I'm really not the one for it. But being that I don't know him, right? And he made, this may be a ghost account from a bigger channel. You know, y'all know how I do. I normally don't do this, but being that I don't know him, I extended the courtesy. Because I'm a busy man. Off this mic, I'm a busy man. I got a lot of stuff to do. Got a whole family. I got a full-time job. I'm a full-time husband. I'm a full-time father. But I said, you know what? Since I don't have no topic this morning, let's have a conversation. I want you to tell me, what did I say that was not accurate? So I said, pull up today. And we could talk about Bud. And I know he's watching right now. And what is this brother's name? Rick Moon? Yeah, I added you. So if you're in the comments section on Pep Talk or on Drew Titan LLC, make yourself known. I will drop this link and we can have a conversation like adults. So all of that cussing and screaming, all that emotional stuff, I'm not doing that in writing. No. We're not doing that. You see, what happens is there's a handful of things that I will entertain and a bunch of things I won't entertain. Roll Tide, salute. I see you. And I feel it's important that many of the Brothers UK, salute. Many of the people, they need to see who we're talking about. My boy, right, called me on the phone yesterday. And, you know, he watched the channel. He be in the chat sometimes. And he put me on a conference call with a dude on his job or his old job or whatever. And they're always, you know, talking about just stuff. And one of the things they talk about is boxing. He's one of those fly-by-night dudes that thinks he knows everything. You know, Devin shouldn't be suing and Ryan didn't cheat. So he put me on the conference call and I just asked him questions. All you got to do is ask questions and you'll find out in under 2 minutes what you're dealing with. Remember when I said people have to qualify to have a boxing conversation with you? Remember when I say that? Remember that. Because if you know what you're dealing with, you're fine. And what I was dealing with was an idiot. Over the phone. He had nothing to say. Well, nothing substantial. And all I did was ask questions. Just ask questions. Sometimes people have to hear what they say. Because when they hear it out loud, it's like, oh man, that was stupid. Which is why I don't do debates with other YouTubers, because I'm telling y'all, 10 times out of 10, they know better. But the beefing and moaning in the panels when people are screaming at each other, that makes for good content. It does. I personally don't partake in that. I've done it. And every time I've gotten off, I've had a headache. I'm like, man, this is just not what I do. It's not what I do. But what I'm trying to do this morning is to get this brother to come on here, click the link, just let me know you're in the chat, click the link, and let's have a conversation. You had a lot to say. This is one of the reasons why I got off of Facebook, because you'll find yourself in, I swear to God, and Thomas will tell you, you'll find yourself in a month-long debate and it's going nowhere. That's part of the reason why, that's a small part of the reason why I started my channel. If y'all go back that far, when my channel was in its infancy, I was going back and forth with these dudes from the UK. I said, yo, look, man, I started a YouTube. Y'all want to talk? Forget all this typing stuff. Pull up. I'm going to tell you how much of a sucker AJ is and why I think Deontay knocks him out. Pull up. Let's have a conversation. And they were safe typing. Twitter fingers. Yeah. Point proven. You're safe over there. Stay there. A decade later, my point is proven. AJ's still the A side and still hasn't made the fight. Neither guy's retired. What's going on? Time reveals all truth. So I'm reading his comments. Account my brother. I see you. Darius, I see you. And if I miss you in the chat, know that I love you. But I know this dude's watching now. And I told you, dogs, I'm going to talk about you this morning. I'm going to show the entire conversation. I'm giving you an opportunity to come up here and respectfully defend yourself. You heard what I said? This dude obviously goes around YouTube and he sees these panels where people are up and screaming and hollering and cursing. I don't do that here unless you bring that energy. I've seen my brother BFTB have excellent conversations where no one's screaming at each other, no one's cursing out each other. I've seen it. Did y'all watch the conversation he had about 154? Man, that was splendid. That was splendid stuff. That was excellent content. That was boxing. I think K-Rod was on the panel. Of course, BF was on the on the panel. Who else was up there? Oh shit! I'm having a brain fart. It's still early this morning, y'all. Tony's Reviews was on there. That brother knows boxing. I enjoyed that. It's when you go on his panel and they bring that energy. Some nigga was on there drunk last night. I was like, yo, what is happening here? What is going on? The panel sets the tone. Is anybody cussing and screaming on champ sides? The panel sets the tone. So this dude thinks that this is that kind of place. It's not. I assure you it's a safe environment. And I also showed you, I said this will be one-on-one. I'm not going to open up the panel until you and I are done cooking. So what's your name? Mr. Moon, Rick Moon, who just started his channel April 8th of 2024. Rick Moon, pull up. Pull up. You're safe. You're safe. Ain't gonna be no screaming, hollering, and cursing. No. I'll give you the floor for I'll give you the floor for 5 minutes, and I'll let you state your case. He's in the chat. He's scared to type. Okay, I understand. So let's go to our conversation. This is the conversation that him and I had. I know it's small, but I'm going to read it. Hold on, maybe if let me see. That better? No. All right. All right, let's do this. I'm going to read it. So this was, Bud Crawford discredits himself with question marks. So first of all, I was asking a question. Bud Crawford discredits himself? I was asking a question, and we had the discussion. I was asking the question. Right? All right. So then he comes in. This is 2 days ago. No, he's not discrediting himself. Dude still want to put Errol retired ass. That's aggressive. You see that? Errol retired ass in the same sentence with Bud, and it ain't close. Stop right there. Now, Rick, what do you mean it's not even close? Just because Bud beat him up? He washed him. There was no part of that fight that Errol won. What do you mean it's not even close? So he's basically saying that he agrees with what Bud is saying. See what I mean? And this is what I wanted to have a conversation with you about, Rick Moon. But this is really cowardly of you. You can't discredit yourself if you beat the ish out of the guy. Aerosexuals, you see that right there? Now, what kind of fanatic has he proven himself to be right there? Did I once come for any Bud fanatic? In that live stream, did I call Bud fanatics out their name? At all. I kept it about Bud and what he had to say and why I wish he didn't say it. So he came at me with this energy. Not one time did I violate Bud or his fan base. Not one time in that live. Am I mistaken? Y'all were all here. Ramona, good morning. Am I mistaken? At one time, did I go off on some weird tangent and say, oh yeah, F Bud and F his fans? Did I do that? Am I missing something? Remind me. Did I? Did I? Oh, okay. I know I didn't. Aerosexuals already ain't giving him no credit with all these excuses. What excuses? Everyone saw what happened and everyone said what happened. So I'm not sure what excuses he's talking about. Hey, Rick, you got to come clear this up. I don't know where you be, but not here. The fight wasn't close. It wasn't. How could he discredit himself? Oh my God. Did he watch my live? Or did he just read did he just read the title? If it was close, I could see. Where did that fight put Bud? He was already a Hall of Famer. He was already at the top of the pound for pound list, undisputed, been there, done that. So where did the fight put Bud? Then at the same time, you just admit that Bud was pound for pound number one. So how has he discredited himself? Rick, Mr. Moon, please pull up. Because obviously you didn't watch the live. It's obvious. But he kicked in the door firing shots. So my response to him was, comprehension is your weak point. That has become clear. The other issue with you is being all the way in your feelings. But Bud discredited his most important opponent, whom has a better resume than he does. Now stop right there. Am I lying? Am I lying? Who has a better resume, Errol Spence or Bud Crawford? Who has a better resume? And I made a bunch of points, Cameron Sloop. I made a bunch of points as to why what Bud said is dangerous. Because Bud has the craziest thing working against him. You might never know. It's because he's black. But I'm not going to drop that. He needs to go back and watch the whole live. He needs to go back and watch the whole live. Because everything I said about Bud, it came from a place of concern. Did it not? Did it not? Let me ask y'all a question. How many times have y'all heard me use the term Bud Dick Rider? How many times you heard me say that? How many times you've actually heard me say that? How many times you actually heard me go in on Bud fans? Drink More Water is the biggest Bud fan in the community. How many times you heard me go at him? No. All I ever told Drink was, yo, when they fight, we'll see. I met Drink More Water in Vegas. He's a real person. I met him. It's boxing. Somebody got to win. Somebody got to lose. Name a point where I say, yo, man, Bud trash. Bud's fans are trash. Name the time when I did that. The only time I went in on Bud was when he took his ass to Dubai, took that picture with Fury, was hanging out with Daniel Kinahan, exploring his options. Remember that? I said, Bud, no. No. I went in on Bud when we was going in on Bob Arum after the statement he made about buying our house and losing money on Bud, that he could buy the house in Beverly Hills. And when Bud said at first, you don't know his heart. You remember that? We was like, Bud, no. The 60-40. I thought that was fair. I said, Bud, just take it. Take it and whoop Errol's ass and then 60-40 him. And then when all the dust settled, who made that fight happen? Was it not Errol? Bud told y'all it was Errol. Now, I'm going to stop right there. Am I lying? And anything that I said, am I lying? Anything. Am I off on anything that I said? Rick Moon, am I off on anything that I said? At what point did I ever get on here and say I hope Bud fails? Even now, I'm on record saying Bud gonna whoop Canelo ass. Did I not say that? Of course I said that. Me and Stormy are the only people that firmly believe that. I'm not saying that because I want, but of course I want Bud to win. But I feel he has tools that Canelo is not used to facing. He's gonna whoop Canelo ass. Y'all gonna be shocked, not me. Y'all gonna be shocked. Canelo gonna be the next motherfucker talking about, I got something in my eye, I gotta quit. Got an eyelash, a red eyelash. No, it's called a fist. Bud gonna beat his ass. And I've stood on everything that I've said. I've called Bud out when things didn't make sense, and this is one of them. The problem is when you hold a fighter accountable, they have these weird people lurking around their fan base that are so in their feelings, they can't comprehend when someone is saying something. What I wanted to do was save Bud from himself. He shouldn't be saying any of this. Although the Errol fight was so easy, it was his biggest fight. And he has a chip on his shoulder because although he dominated that fight, in his mind, listen carefully, in his mind, he's not where he thinks he should be. He's pound for pound #1 best boxer in the world. I said that. And in a perfect world, he should be doing 1 million pay-per-view buys and selling out everywhere. He should be able to walk up one city block anywhere in America without getting swarmed and asked for autographs and pictures. Do people even do autographs anymore? No. Unless it's a shirt or something. And he don't have that. Maybe in Omaha. Maybe some cities in America. But no. See, the thing is, it's the mentality. Bud in his mind will never be satisfied. And you know what? That's actually a good thing because it keeps him hungry. Bud don't have any bad habits. Errol admitted he had a bad habit, drinking. Bud don't have no bad habits. He's a gym rat. In that ring, he is the perfect professional. I said all of this. But he does some things that was a bit fugazi to me. And I said, yo, he needs to fix this. And here you have a Bud D-blower. Rick, I'm talking about you. Since you want to fire shots, you have a Bud D-blower. That is so annoyed at how you have been on other forums and been treated and called out your name. You came to my platform and thought it was that. It's not that, brother. If you're even black, I don't know. But pull up, turn your camera on, and that's always where they draw the line at. Oh, turn my camera on. And what did I tell y'all? You can tell a lot about a person when you look them in the face, when you see what you're working with. For example, I don't know who that brother was on BFTB's chat yesterday, but he was drunk. He was clearly drunk. His eyes was bulging out his head. I said, what's wrong with this dude? Oh, he's drunk. Oh, okay. So now you know what you're dealing with. ES, salute, Queen. Shakila, salute. Condo, brother. And like it or not, Tony C, what up? Like it or not, Bud is a throwback fighter. You can't find a live stream where I said, yo, Bud trash. It doesn't exist because I never said it. And I will never say it. I just picked Errol to beat him. And I was dead wrong. I was there and I watched the whole thing and I ain't make no excuses. I was in Vegas. I said, well, damn, this was a wash. Now, I did hear some things, but listen, if Errol ain't saying nothing, I'm not saying anything. So it's irrelevant. It's irrelevant. Don't care now. Because we saw what happened. That's up for Errol to get back in the saddle and get things done. Yeah, Cameron, I believe that. And we haven't seen Errol since. That's the reality of things. But when Bud does something silly, who would I be to just ignore it? That was a silly statement. That was your grand rival, bro. That was the guy. And to discredit him is to discredit your place in history. Now watch this. Because I know this dude's, and I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to be on here for a while, Rick. But once I end this live, I'm blocking you if you don't pull up. If you don't pull up, once I end this live, I'm going to block you because I gave you a lot of time and attention. I was actually showing you love by doing that. The least you can do is extend the courtesy to me and we can have a conversation like adults. Because you have a preconceived notion of what I do here on my channel. I already told you it's a safe environment. I already told you that. You came in here firing shots. You were in your feelings over the title of a damn show. You probably watched about maybe 10 to 15 minutes of it and didn't listen to the whole thing in context. I'm on here talking for like an hour and a half. You can't call me a liar at all. You can't. You can't call me a hater. You can't. When a fighter does something crazy, and what Bud said about Errol was crazy, he discredited himself. That's stupid. Because here's the danger, and I'm going to give you this gem, and I spoke about this the other day. I've already seen people discredit Bud for being undisputed at 140. You know when they did it? As soon as Josh Taylor won it. Immediately, they said, hey, man, you know, Josh Taylor had a harder road. And when you look at the resume, I said, well, sheesh, they're right. They're right. Josh Taylor had a harder road to go becoming undisputed at 140. Just look it up. He did. He did. He did. And do you remember I did the video last year? Was it last year or the year before that? And I said Josh Taylor, position of power. Who remembers that video? And I gave props to Josh Taylor. Didn't want to disrespect him at all. Because he won it. How do you disrespect him? He won undisputed. And he had an excellent resume at 140 doing it. He did. But what did I say concerned me? If you go back into my channel and find that video, it says Josh Taylor, position of power. I even had Scottish people in there. Oh, Drew, I normally, that's my bullshit Scottish accent. I normally give you trouble. But yeah, Josh is from my hometown. Yeah, now you like me. See what I mean? Everything I say comes from somewhere. Oh, now I'm your friend. No need for trolling. I'm talking boxing here. But what was the trouble if you listen to that whole video? I said, Bud, please, you got to make that Errol fight. Do you know why? If you don't make that Errol fight, I swear to God, they're going to turn to Josh Taylor, and at any point, Josh Taylor, to try and make history or to get a bag, can exercise any belt he has that Errol has, and he can say, hey, I want to fight Errol, and they will make that fight in a heartbeat. And he will jump the line, and you'll be standing there with your dick in your hand talking about what happened. Well, you ain't getting laid now. It's another payday for Errol, and you'll be sitting there. And I said that in the video, not so much as those words. I said, Bud, please. And that was back when we was on that 60-40. Which at that time made sense. And then that 147 who has a better resume. There's no comparison. Errol does. He said, I'm cleaning up my side of the street. And he did that. And he failed when he got to you. But who has a better resume? He told me, oh, well, he beat up, did he not say he beat up Kell Brook and Kell Brook was basically already handicapped? He said, yeah, we already had an eye broke, but he already had his eye broken by Triple G. Yeah, Errol broke the other eye. And watch this. Then you fought him. Go! And I'm like, oh my God, stop talking, bud. Stop. You remember that? I said, bud, you gotta stop. He has to stop talking. Remember, we had a whole conversation about these fighters needing PR people. Y'all know what PR is? Public relations. Because some of these cats, just because they're in the sport of boxing, that don't mean they know boxing. Case in point, Mellow Yellow never saw a Marvin Hagler fight. He knows the name, but he never saw a Marvin Hagler fight. When he was asked, hey, what do you think about the Kings? Like Marvin Hagler, he said, I never saw Marvin Hagler fight Baltimore. I was like, what? If you're a fighter, how do you not see these guys? Yeah, okay, you know Ali, but have you watched him? Do you know why he was special in the ring? Sugar Ray Leonard was special in the ring. Pernell Whitaker, special in the ring. I can go on and on and on and on and on. It should be mandatory that you have to watch at least 200 hours of these legends to understand why we call them legends. This is why these kids come up in here and they don't respect the motherfucking thing. This is why. And when I see Bud on here, he literally, when it came to that segment, he made a fool of himself. And I was like, ay, ay, ay. Stop. Somebody stop him. Cut his mic. Cut his mic. Coach Hudgens said Sean Porter said he never saw Pretty Boy. Oh my God. He said that? Bro, you see, and this is what I'm saying. They want to cut down YouTubers. You see how some of the fighters were like, oh, you're a YouTuber. You're a YouTuber. Mind you, a bulk of them niggas are YouTubers now. They were just cutting down YouTubers 5 years ago. The Porterway podcast. I saw Tim Bradley in goddamn Champ Size chat. I saw him there. He was there. You feel me? Oshaki Foster is a wrench in my chat. What are you talking about? Yes, Oshaki Foster follows me. He's a wrench in my chat. So when you see him in the chat, it's really him with the wrench. So some of them respect us, but a lot of these cats don't, but they're starting to learn now. Because nobody in terrestrial media knows boxing like how we do. They don't. They really don't. And the ones that are on this pedestal, they're getting paid to lie, to feed you a narrative. Do you think I want what's worse for Bud or what's best for him? All I ever said was I want these brothers to get in the ring and fight each other and find out who's the best. That's all I ever said. When did I hate on Bud? Am I hating on him now? Now, let me stop for a moment. Did I lie? Point out the lie. Rick Moon, point out the lie. I know you're watching. But if you don't pull up today, I'm blocking you. I'm extending the courtesy because I know you got me fucked up. I want to have a conversation with you, brother. Although you came in my chat violating and being disrespectful. Let's talk. Damian Arnold, salute. He said, good morning, Drew. It's been a minute since I got to catch you live. Blessings and keep cooking. Salute to you, good brother. I had the pleasure of meeting this brother. He was in Vegas, holding it down. Salute to you, good brother. Much love and appreciation. Thank you so much. Thank you. Let's see what else this kid has to say. Well, I was saying, but discredited his most important opponent, whom has a better resume than he does. Now, fella, I gave Bud a lot of praise. Do not make me tell the truth about what he did, because I'd rather not shed light on it, especially since I'm rooting for him to whoop Canelo. You may want to listen to the entire show before you start barking. That's the issue with you Bud fans. So then he responds. Explain to me how Errol got a better resume when his ass is a victim of buds. That right there. Let me ask you a question. Who had a better resume, Mike Tyson or Buster Douglas? Do I need to go any further? Who had a better resume? Vernon Forrest or Ricardo Mayorga? Uh-oh. Do I need to go any further? Do I need to go any further? This is your Bud fans. I'm not even putting this on, my brother drink more water. He's logical when it comes to Bud. He's logical. I mean, I didn't agree with the 60-40 thing, but drink more water is logical for the most part. He's logical. There's been things that he said I didn't agree with, but he's logical for the most part. He's logical. But this right here, what he just said in that sentence, this is why I wanted him up here, because I was going to go through every comment and I wanted him to elaborate on all of this. So what's going on? Rick Moon, I know you're watching. I told you I'm going to put you on Front Street. If you're not here in the next 10 minutes, I'm going to open up the panel and we're going to now, and all the brothers are going to have a conversation about you. About you. And then I'm blocking you. You said you wanted the one-on-one, you want the 1D? I'm giving you the 1D right now. Pause. Pull up. Let's have a conversation, brother. And I don't do this. I normally don't do this. But let me reiterate, I'm not debating another YouTuber because they know what they're doing. It's clicks, it's views, and the 20-second looks very good for them every month. And they will go against the grain if it means a paycheck. Boxing Shigo and Showbiz, the grown adolescent. Those niggas. And they don't do debates either. But they're bought and paid for. But you, Rick Moon, you're not a content creator. You're just in your feelings and you came for me. And let me just be frank with y'all. I don't think this is his real account. Delano, what up? I don't think this is real account. This might be a ghost account. This might be a ghost account. It might be. What you got there for me, coach? Let me see. Oh. Oh my God, bro. Wow. Wow. Don't worry, Stormy. I'm going to read it. Thank you, coach. Yo, 80% of these fighters actively today might be retarded as it pertains to the history of the sport. Even guys that fought in their era. They might be retarded. we actually do know more than them. It's like, yo, you don't know who's in your rankings? No. You got 3 belts. You don't know who's in your rankings? You don't know who your mandatory is? You know who does know? Canelo. Because he needs to know who the hell to avoid. And y'all let him get away with that. Sean Porter was smiling on the couch when Larry Merchant was talking about bye-bye Miss American Pie. Is this the last we've seen, and no offense, of the great Black Hope after Wilder Fury 2? Sean Porter was sitting there smiling, looking like the alien chasing Sigourney Weaver. All his teeth out his mouth. Looking ass. Now the 86 in that super chat, much love. He says, salute Drew and salute to the mighty LDBC. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you. So let's go back. He says, he says, explain to me how Errol has a better resume when his ass is a victim of on buds. What does that have to do with anything? Who had a better resume at 154? Tim Tszyu or Bakram? Who had a better resume? By the time they fought, Freedom's March, salute. By the time they fought, who had a better resume? Tim Tszyu or Bakram? And how'd that fight turn out? Now let me ask you a question. Does that change the work he already did? Does that change the work he already did? Everything already accomplished, it just goes out the window because he lost the fight? You see, Rick, this ain't that channel, man. I operate with logic. And see, these are questions that I'm asking right now. Get your pen and pad out, because you're not pulling up. You're not. These are things you can't answer. So, yeah, it would behoove you to stay in the comment section because you feel that you're getting something off and you're not. But you have an invite. You see the environment. Is there screaming and hollering and cussing? Is there a panel of 1,000 people screaming? No. You wanted the one-on-one. I told you, you can get the one-on-one. And you're not here. But you're here, but you're not here. You're afraid. I got you. You're afraid. I got you. Like most children. He said, I can also prove that Bud had a better resume than Errol before T-Bud T-Mobile massacre. So he's naming things now. Okay, that's great. Oh, I comprehend what you're saying very well. Another question, how can Bud discredit his best opponent when that opponent wasn't competitive? This dude is missing everything. He can say whatever, but it didn't take away from the fact that Errol didn't even put up in that fight. This dude is in love with Errol. He's in love with him. Okay, great. Stop trying to put Errol and Bud in the same sentence. No. Y'all know Bud would say, did Bud not say he didn't need the Errol fight? Did he not say that? Y'all remember that? Am I imagining that? Didn't Bud say, hey, man, I don't need the Errol fight? Y'all remember that? Y'all remember that? Okay. I didn't imagine that happened. He said Errol still ain't fought since Bud beat his ass. You know, this guy's in love with Errol. He can't beat none of the champions at 54, 60 right now. And I can name some guys that are not champions that would beat Errol. You don't know that because they haven't fought Errol. But whatever. So he might as well stay retired, or he can fight, get his ass beat. This dude, wherever Rick Moon has gone, you can tell all he's done is go back and forth with Errol fans, and it just turns into a roast session. And here's what I know about roast sessions. They don't get anywhere. Tell me I'm lying. Roast sessions you don't accomplish shit. I've seen panels where it's just a bunch of screaming and hollering and cussing. You don't accomplish anything because it goes from talking about a point to your mama. And you a tankaholic, or you on DHP's payroll, and F you, no F you. Oh, pull up. You wouldn't say that if I was in your face. And it turns into that. Always turns into that. That's why I don't do it. I'm on some Dragnet shit. Y'all know what Dragnet is? Y'all remember? Just the facts, ma'am. And I stress the word ma'am because a lot of y'all are bitch ass niggas. Just the facts. Let's stick to the facts. Bring it. Okay, yeah. I'm a sucker. You kill niggas. Not white people. George Zimmerman's still alive. Right? Not that. But you kill a nigga. That's cool. Right? And I'm a sucker. And I got a big head and everything else. Yeah, you said all that. Just the facts, though. Let's get back on topic. Okay, you're tough. You'll kill me. You'll beat me up. You kill LDBC. You beat LDBC. Okay, you said all of that. Just the facts, though. Bring it back now. Just the facts. Just the facts. All of this is opinion. Gazelle hasn't done shit. He hasn't been in the ring. So we don't know. We don't know what kind of shape he's in. He might be done. We don't know. Did he announce his retirement? No. I don't know what he's doing. But this is his opinion. He's entitled to it, but there's no fact to back this. Because Bud did that to Errol. Nobody else did. Nobody else did. So question, why is everyone still talking about Errol? And Bud's pound for pound number one. That's what pisses Bud off. That right there. Bud wanted to run that back. Didn't happen. And that's when we started mentioning, yo, what's the problem with the PBC? No one's funding this shit? No one's footing the bill? What's going on? Then it was a whole jumping of the line and getting at Fundora and all of that stuff. Bud feels disrespected. Hey, man, I destroyed this man. Y'all gonna let him go in there and fight Fundora? Where's my justice? Bud, this is the way of the world. You are a great fighter, but your resume is still not as good as the nigga you destroyed. Sorry. Sorry. That's just life. That's it. I didn't make those rules. That just happened. Is it fair? No. In a perfect world, everyone that has belts should be getting all the money and getting all the praise. But that's just not a reality. And who do you have to thank? You motherfuckers. Jake Paul exists because of you motherfuckers. Tank Davis is he's perhaps the biggest marketing scheme in boxing today because of you motherfuckers. Why do I say that? All I want him to do is fight his contemporaries. He got about 4 of them. He hasn't done it. And y'all don't care. You know the guy that doesn't know anything about Marvin Hagler or anything like that? Y'all did that shit. You did it. The truth is, Bud could have whooped Errol's ass like a year prior if he took the 40%. But he stood on his business. And Errol is the reason why that fight happened. Not Al Heyman. Not fucking Bob Arum. It was Errol. So you disrespect. You basically are biting the hand that fed you, stupid. What the hell? Now let me stop right there. Chat, am I lying about any of this? Am I lying about any of this? Xavier, what up? Dill Spoolie, salute. You're discrediting the brother that fed you. Your biggest fight wasn't indeed your easiest fight. It was. But that was your contemporary. Your easiest fight was your biggest fight. Floyd's first pay-per-view was his easiest fight. That was a Toro Gatti. It was target practice. And leading up to that fight, I heard mad people say, man, he gonna hit that kid to the body and he gonna crumble. Pretty boy gonna crumble. I remember that. I said, I don't think so. Shower salute, Queen. DP, what up? Copper, what up? All they kept talking about, oh, Toro, body shots, body shots, body shots. Oh, he gonna hit him in the body, body, body. I was like, all right, we're gonna see. Target practice. His first pay-per-view was that was one of his easiest fights. I remember leading up to the Canelo fight. Motherfuckers on ESPN. Stephen A. Snitch. Derek Gaines, what up? He was like, Philip D, what up? He was like, oh, I know Floyd's gonna retire soon, but I did not want this last. I wanted this fight last, not this kid. Oh, no. Target practice. Canelo couldn't throw a rock in the ocean. They went from saying, oh, he's gonna take the torch from him, knock Floyd out, to, oh, he was too green. Huh? No. Shade Girl, salute. Exactly, Shade Girl. Don't nobody want to talk about that. I'm waiting for this dude to pull up. I'm telling you, Rick Moon, you ain't gonna be able to type to me at all. I am going to block you. I'm letting you know right now. I'm going to block you. Pull up. Let's have a conversation. I'm giving you too many gems. The gems that I'm dropping so far, at this point, you need to pull up and apologize. I'm reading what you said, and it doesn't make sense. I'm not even going to tell you you're a casual. I'm going to say you're an emotional wreck that don't know what the hell you're talking about. And I see you guys all the time. And every now and again, I got to stop to prove the point. I got to stop to prove the point. So let me go to the end of what this clown says. I tell him, here's what you do. Pull up on my live tomorrow so we can talk live. You know what time I start. You guys are the illest form of simpletons I've ever seen. Do not duck this conversation. I have nothing lined up for tomorrow. So you're welcome to an open panel. I'm not for the typing back and forth, so you're in luck. He responds, dude, this is the first time I ever watched your podcast. Lie. That's a lie. I don't even know who you are. They always say that. I just responded. I didn't know I was talking to you, brother. I just responded because you was full of shit. So last I checked, you respond to someone that's talking to you. All right, but whatever. I don't know when your podcast starts, so I don't know why everybody's supposed to know. Well, go to my goddamn oh my God, that's crazy. Also, I'm not coming on your podcast where you got all the advantages. I'll just stay here in the comments and you can meet me there. Dude, you're not gonna try to embarrass me, kick me off your show because the way you talking, I know you easy work. Is that a duck? You know what I'll do? Let me do this. Live right now. Pull up. He's lying. I'll give him about 45 minutes. No thanks. I'll stick to the comment section. I wasn't born yesterday. I will never go on a podcast and disagree with what the podcaster says because You got all the advantages, I told. I'm reading it how he wrote it. If you want me to go on your show, I don't want no chat, just me and you. You can record it and give it to your listeners. I'm not falling for it. Falling for what? I told you I won't be pretty when I chop up Errol's resume to what it really is. Oh, you can rev up Bud's resume too. It looked like he can't be touched. All right, this guy obviously guzzles nuts. It's insane. So I told him that it's too late. The live is up. You know, will be noted that you're the main reason that you're doing the stream. I will say your name and refer to the conversation as a footnote. So if you change your mind, the link will be pinned. You know, I added him before. I added him yesterday. So I know he got this. I can tell you didn't watch the show in its entirety because at no point did I disrespect Bud, but it's okay. You can remain here where you feel safe. Just know that when the panel opens, other people will drag you. And I'd rather be there. I'd rather you be there to defend your opinion in all its disrespect. Very cowardly though, but typical for many fans, for many of Buzz fans, which is sad. And then I said, come through for the one-on-one, be an adult. So F the panel, come through. F the panel, come through. Y'all can go read the rest for yourself. Yeah. Yep, stay here where it's safe. Make it happen, Captain. Make it happen, Captain. Nah, Dirt Gang boss, he's clearly not. He's clearly not. He's clearly not. But let's see, though. Let's see. And you see, did I ever, let me ask y'all another question. Did I ever go to the route where I'm pulling up Bud's resume at 140 and 147? Did I ever harp on any of that? You're not cutting anybody down by holding them accountable. You're really not. When did I ever say, hey, man, you know, Julius Ndongo? I mean, who the F is that? Did I ever do that? Yeah, man, like I know. He's a coward. He's a coward. He's a coward. This is what cowards do. He talking about let's pull up. He wants to do a premiere one-on-one because he don't want people to see his foolery. Stand on it. I don't have to talk to you in a private room, dude. Did I ever pull up Bud's? Have I ever done that? Now watch this. I could have. I could pull up Errol's resume, but like while Bud was doing this, Errol was doing this, this, and this. How about this? Errol was legitimately cleaning up his side of the street. I could be a dick and say, why didn't he fight Eudenis Ugas? Y'all know why I picked Eudenis Ugas? Because I have history. Do y'all remember that? Y'all know Ugas beat him in the amateurs, right? It sounded like a drum roll. It sounded like fucking Ugas was saying the letter R in Espanol the whole time. Rico Suave. Y'all know about that? This is the first time you hear me say that. Thank you, Angel. He beat him more than once. Rico he fight Yordenis Ugas, and the fight was there to make. Did y'all remember? Y'all know this? This is the first time you're hearing me say that. You know why? Hey, I may low-key want to talk this brother up than talk him down. There's enough people on here talking him down. You know why? I'll give you a prime example. Not even talking him down. Because to talk someone down, to me, is to lie on them. Let me ask you a question. Has my approach towards Bud been BFTB's approach towards Bud? Because BFTB don't pull no punches with this dude. But here's the thing. BFTB never lied on this guy. Uh-oh. I am way more lenient. I am way more lenient. Now let me park right there. Has BFTB ever lied on Bud? No. Everything he said was fact. And what happened? He had a bunch of Bud D-Riders flying in his chat trying to defend Bud, and the facts wouldn't permit them to. He didn't lie on the man. Exactly, Snacks, but you know, we don't go there. I'm way more lenient. BF he's out of patience with all these dudes. But me, I'm like, BF was like, nah, F that, he shouldn't have did that. Me, I'm like, come on, Bud, why you do that? Come on, Bud, take the 60-40. Come on, Bud, don't go to Dubai and talk to Daniel Kinahan. Come on, Bud, why you taking that picture with Tyson Fury? Come on, Bud, why you discrediting Errol? You see? You see? I could have did 2 videos. Yo, man, why you ain't fighting no Dennis Ugas? Why you letting Errol get to that work when you could have did it? Why you discrediting the Kell Brook win when you fought him after Triple G and Errol broke his face up? How many videos did I say where, oh, man, yo, Kell Brook was damaged goods? I could have did it. I didn't do it. I didn't do it. Check my content. I didn't do it. The 60-40 shit, I was like, yeah, you should take that. When he did that Instagram live, I said, no, no, no. PR. People are going to take everything you say, and although you're telling a lot of truth, they're going to pick it apart. It's not good. That's what I did say. But have I cut Bud down? Name the time. Oh, Coach, you don't know about that? Oh, shit. Hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. Let me see if I can find that picture. You don't know about that, Coach? Brother, I was like done, bro. I was like, there's so many things that Bud has done that I was like, God damn it. Oh, you say that Daniel Kinahan is the worst, but look at your Bud. Look, you say Tyson Fury is the worst, but look at what your buddy Bud is doing. Let me see if I can find that. Do I have that available? Let me see. I don't know if I have it. Made me sick. Made me sick. It really did. I don't think I have it. There's a picture. And I don't have it. I don't have it here. Let me see something. I don't think so. There's a pic with Fury and Bud and they took a picture together. They was in Dubai, and Bud was exploring his options. And then this was before MTK Global went belly up. This was before that. But Coach, I'll find the picture. I don't have it on I got a lot of hard drives here. So I don't have it available, but y'all saw that picture. I put it up here, and it said Black Gun on the salute. I put it up here. Nah, fuck that. I might as well drop the link now. That really happened, brother. Link is pinned. Y'all want to come up in and chop it up with the brother? Y'all can. Rick Moon. When I end this live, you're blocked, bro. Because you're a coward. When I end this live, you're blocked. It's on my other hard drive. Maybe I should disconnect this one and put in the other one. I know I have it. Because you want to talk, man, I face palm so hard. Coach, what up, Coach?
Peace, brother. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
Man, I am disgusted. So you say Crawford got a picture with Fury. He went over there, took a picture with him after the Wilder fight?
Yes, sir. That was after the Wilder fight. And he left Top Rank. And he was exploring his options. But see, the thing is, that was also, did you see the video? Hold on, I'm trying to plug this damn thing in. Did you see the video where Bud was in the ocean at the beach talking about, Arrow, where you at, Arrow?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was when he took the picture. That was when he took the picture. Swear to God.
That is disgusting. And I have come to some conclusions. On your live, I came to a conclusion. First off, shout out to the chat. Shout out to DP Rocker. DP Rocker said that, we need to have a racial draft. We the black delegation need to have another racial draft. But all jokes aside, I want to talk about the laziness of some of our fighters. I realize that their lack of knowing our history and knowing the shoulders that they stand on is the reason why we are disrespected the way we are disrespected today.
That's right.
Imagine someone going up to Canelo and Canelo not knowing who Salvador Sanchez is, not knowing who Julio Cesar Chavez is, not knowing who Juan Manuel Marquez is. I promise you, every top Mexican boxer knows who those gentlemen are. They know the shoulders that they stand on. And for me to hear Tank Davis say that he doesn't know, he didn't watch Marvin Hagler, or for Sean Porter, not only did Sean Porter say that he didn't see Pretty Boy Floyd, he reiterated on his podcast that he's not going to go back and watch it because that's not what he does. So now I understand why it is the way it is. You all are so ignorant to the shoulders you stand on. You think that your position is solidified. So this goes back to the video you dropped, I believe, yesterday, when you said that we deserve what's coming.
Yep.
The boxing atmosphere, when it comes to our black American boxers, you all deserve every piece of crap that is coming your way because of your cowardice, because of your disrespect of your ancestors, because you refuse to even acknowledge the ones that stand on you. So I already know if a Tank Davis says, I didn't watch Marvin Hagler, and that's the 80s, I know you don't know about Joe Louis. I know you don't know about Archie Moore. I know you don't know about Jack Johnson. So you don't even know where you come from, what you stand on. And what we have to understand is these debates and these conversations, two things are supposed to come out of them. Either you are supposed to learn something or you are supposed to get a solution. One or the other. We aren't supposed to just be blabbering just for entertainment. There's an old interview with Muhammad Ali, and he's sitting next to another black entertainer, and he's trying to get a point across. And Ali says to the black entertainer, you and I are not about to argue in front of these white men.
There you go.
When we're trying to come up with a solution.
And that's the problem, brother. Thank you. That's the problem.
And when you look at the history, the reason they don't even know that it was safe for black fighters to beef with each other back in Joe Louis' day and back in Jack Johnson's day, but you literally could not speak against a white man the same way. And you all are doing that now. And
right.
And just from a spiritual, my last point, from a spiritual aspect of this is some of you grown men have to stop idol worshiping. And the reason why the good book speaks against idol worship is because it clouds your judgment. So, like, example, when we were kids, if you watch wrestling, my favorite wrestler was The Rock. And man, if you said something against The Rock, I couldn't even think straight. I was ready to fight.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? But see, that's when we were kids. And when you become a man, you put away childish things. So if I say, hey, this fighter is doing wrong and not representing, you cannot get so angry and your judgment gets so clouded that you can't even think straight to have a solution or a teaching moment when we're talking about the sport. We must stop this or we're going to get exactly what we deserve, like my brother pointed out yesterday.
Exactly. And this is what it is. It's extreme idol worshiping. Incidentally, my favorite wrestler growing up was The Rock's father, Rocky Johnson.
Look at that.
He looked like my pops. That's why I liked him.
Look at that.
Rocky Johnson looked like my pops. The Rock's pops. You know? But this is what we're dealing with, idol worshiping. But this is why I really don't do the debates, because we don't need to be on here cussing each other out, talking about pull up to a lot of y'all ain't even left y'all hood. Y'all talking about going across the country to pull up to somebody and fight over in a boxing opinion.
Right.
Y'all grown. This is ridiculous. And this is why I don't do the debates, because it always turns into that. I'm not doing that.
Hey, Drew, they'll talk about going across seas to fight somebody. They won't fight the oppressor right there in their local community. Man, they talk about they about to go fight somebody. They won't go to the community boxing gym and help out, but they got the energy to go across the country to fight with you.
Exactly. George Zimmerman's still alive. Don't talk to me. Fool ass Earthman in that super chat. Salute to you, homie. Much love, man.
You fool ass Earthman.
And before I go to the real OG, Mr. Mont, let me show y'all something. They don't give a fuck about us. Y'all remember this? What's wrong with this picture? What's wrong with this?
Talk about that Zab
Judah. That's not Zab Judah. That man don't even speak English. That's Udanis Ugas. They call him Zab Judah.
Disgusting.
They don't give a shit. I said, yo, are they kidding me? Somebody's getting fired. Let me tell y'all how stupid y'all are. Y'all remember that movie, the boxing movie that came out in the theaters not too long ago called Southpaw?
Mm-hmm.
Did y'all look at the advertisement? He was in an orthodox stance, and it's called Southpaw.
Nasty.
I'm in the theater staring at it, and I'm staring at my wife was like, "What are you staring? You gonna see that movie?" I said, "No," and I'm just looking at it. The only person, there was this old white guy who walked by. He said, "Hey, you see it too, huh?" I said, "Yeah, right." And then he put up his hands. Obviously, that dude was like a boxer or something. He was an old guy. He said, "You see it too, right?" I said, "Yes." The movie's called Southpaw. He's in an orthodox stance. Somebody's getting fired.
Disgusting.
You niggas don't know what you don't know. Mr. Mont, salute to you, good brother.
Hey, what's going on, Coach and Drew?
Peace, brother.
Sir.
Yeah, and Drew, I don't know about you, Coach, but I want to take you back, Drew, to back when we first started talking about Bud Crawford versus Earl Spence, and this before Bud ever made it to the division. 7A Sport predicted what would happen to the black fan base.
Yes.
He predicted it. He said it would divide the fan base like we ain't never seen, and that's exactly what it did. Now, during the lead up to that fight, I know motherfuckers wanting to fight their brothers.
Yep.
Motherfuckers getting blocked like 40 going north on people's channels.
Yo.
It was just terrible. Like I never seen before. And,
Yeah.
and to be told, I really didn't want no part of it because I just didn't. It just wasn't worth it to me to turn on my brother like that.
That's right.
But you know, you had a lot of people that didn't care about that. Now you fast forward and we have the fight, and Bud beat the crap out of EJ.
Yep.
Now you move on 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 months past that, and you still got Bud Crawford fans still pissed off about winning the fight.
Mm-hmm.
They
Wasn't
won,
enough.
and they won. What are they mad at?
Still
I
mad.
didn't get it. It wasn't enough that he beat the hell out of Errol. It wasn't enough, and I done said this many times. They wanted Errol Spence core fan base to kneel in front of them.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't enough for them to just accept their victory. And I can remember 9, 10 months after the fight, 7, 8, telling particular fans, just let it go, man. Y'all won the fight. He was begging them to quit talking about the fight. We had moved on from the fight. Then I was over on Champ side, and Earl's name came up, and the same motherfucker that was over in 7-8 Sports over there at Champ side cutting up on Earl Spence Jr.
Yes, he was.
Just from the mention of his name. And I'm like, man, did y'all bump heads with the same girl or something? I was confused.
You would think.
They don't like nobody that has anything to do with EJ. They don't have anything that has anything to do. They was even talking about the Charlo brother. It was bad,
It was
man.
awful. That's awful.
Now, you fast forward to what Bud is saying now. When I seen that interview, I was like, why in God's name did he say that? Because his fan base is gonna reignite, but you're gonna have to ask why.
Mm-hmm.
What more can you do to that brother? He ain't doing no interviews. He's out taking care of his children, being a father. But then anytime he posts, he could be posting being at a soccer game with his kids, and somebody in the comments talking about him getting knocked out.
Isn't that's shameful?
It's shameful. And the biggest takeaway from this is that what Bud Crawford said is finna separate his black brothers again. Because people are not going for that. Not just fans. It's other fighters ain't running with that shit Bud saying. The fans can just sit back because it's other fighters like Bud. That's bullshit, bro.
Hey, OG.
Go ahead, coach.
Now check the sickness out with that. We have more smoke for each other behind Errol and Bud than we have for Ryan Garcia.
For sure.
Sad, right?
Do you know how sick that is? You all have an opportunity to come together. Like Brother Drew, you pointed out one time, you said that when Devin comes out against Ryan, it should be 100 black boxers walking out with him, making a statement that you all are not going to do us like that. But hey, you all deserve everything that's coming. Not only do you deserve what's coming, you do not deserve the loyalty of our people. You just don't. We just need to reserve whatever happens with this current little roster right now happens, and we just need to get ready for the next. Get ready for the Abdullah Masons that's coming up. Get ready for the youth that's coming up, because you guys are fried. You all are so self-hating and cowardly. You all have all this smoke for each other, but you stand on nothing else. So it's open season on our women and children. It's open season on all black boxers coming up and the disrespect. And Dana White, let me tell you, Dana White is going to make sure that Muhammad Ali Act is thrown out. He is friends with President Trump. They're going to get that junk up out of there. And you black fighters are about to see what our ancestors went through. And maybe then you'll get some act right.
And they deserve it. They deserve every bit of it. Because you know what? We've been online for almost a decade talking about it.
Come
Yo,
on.
this is about to be a problem when y'all allow Fury to run around and do this shit. When you allow Bob Arum to say what he said. When y'all listen, man. Let me put this up here because I'm finding shit as I'm talking to y'all. What? Look, y'all remember this?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Right?
Oh yeah.
Y'all did this. Y'all did this. Now, if Deontay Wilder ain't shit, why did they make that statue?
Speak on it.
Why'd they make that? This is what I'm saying. They did all that time discrediting the brother, and then when Fury beat him, allegedly cheated him, when he cheated him, because that's what really happened, they made this statue. That's what they did. Why couldn't they just make the statue of Fury? Why did they have to put Deontay on the goddamn floor? You niggas are ridiculous. And you get what you deserve. This is why I don't go back and forth on panels with a group of goddamn monkeys screaming and hollering, throwing bananas at each other, throwing poop at each other. You get off the topic of boxing, you start talking about pull up, and now you're gangster, you're throwing up gang signs and shit. George Zimmerman is alive and well. All right? And you don't see the forest from the goddamn trees. You don't see it.
Look at that.
This is ridiculous. This fat fuck right here said, pull me glove up. He knew this motherfucking Fury's glove was hanging off his goddamn wrist. We saw it. And Jack Reese helped him. And Daniel Kennedy was in the middle of that. And they literally tried to assassinate this brother. They tried to assassinate Devin Haney. And here comes Errol Spence and Bud. Errol put all that shit aside. He said, fuck you, Al. I knew at this fight. Bud wants this fight. I'm going to give my brother a payday. There was no malice between them. Bud won, and that's it. And all I get is when I see Bud saying something crazy about the brother that broke bread with him. This is all we ask these brothers to do. He broke bread with him. And he's on there saying, oh, well, that wasn't shit. He ain't a Hall of Famer. Why would you do that? And it's not true. Why would you do that? I'm disappointed in Bud. But he got a personal chip on his shoulder because when you come out the womb and your mama is instilled in your goddamn head that you ain't shit, that's a problem. Bud is driven different. He don't give a fuck about his fans, and I need you to listen. When I say he don't give a fuck about his fans, whether you love him or hate him is irrelevant to him.
Facts.
When your mama says you ain't shit, you move different. You can either curl up in a ball and use that as an excuse as to why you're in prison or gay or whatever. Bud says, you know what? Every nigga that stand in front of me, I see my mama. And I'm punch this bitch in the face. But you know what he does his mama in real life? His mama ain't got to work a day in her life. Yeah, take that, mama. I ain't shit, mama. You spending my money, mama.
Come on.
Bud moves different. That's why Canelo gonna get his ass whooped.
I'm gonna give
Y'all not thinking.
I want to give you something else to pay close attention to it when it comes to EJ. You know, people wondering where EJ at, why he ain't doing no interviews, why he don't talk to nobody, because he can't tell his friends from his enemies.
That's right.
It's just that simple. It's just that simple. We all look the same to him.
That's right.
It's channels out there. It's channels out there now. Trill Boxing Talk is no more. But when that show was going, it was dedicated to Errol Spence Jr.
Yeah.
There's other channels out there that's dedicated to Errol Spence Jr. But here everybody look like those channels. So he don't know his friends. He don't know who for him or against him. So I don't blame him for not having nothing to do with nobody. Then you got Terrence Crawford who basically in my opinion, now don't get me wrong, Terrence Crawford is my pound number one. Hands down. Ain't nobody close.
Right.
But he was made who he is off of Errol Spence Jr.'s name.
Yeah.
100%.
That's that simple to me.
Wasn't nobody
And
checking
nothing to do
for
with how
Terrence.
good of a fighter he is. But to me, Errol Spence Jr. conceded his position to Terrence Crawford.
And that's what they don't see, OG. They don't understand that without Errol solidifying Terrence, Bob was ready to bury Terrence.
Yes.
People forget what happened. Bob had already put out a campaign that Terrence is hard to deal with. Terrence had already dropped that lawsuit. The fight wasn't going to happen. The fight with Errol does not happen. He was about to bury him. We're losing money with him, and that's it. But you know what? To the young people, because I got to head out. But to the young people, that picture that Brother Drew just put up with Deontay Wilder, a statue of Deontay Wilder laying down on the ground, and them standing over him, speaks to the sociopathic mindset of yesterday is still alive today. So for those of you who think that racism no longer exists, what that signifies is when they used to lynch our ancestors and the body was hanging for a while, they would go down and take off body parts of your people and hold them as souvenirs, take the teeth out of their mouth and hold them as souvenirs, cut off body parts and keep them in their home to remember the day of that lynching. That's what that's about.
Yeah.
So you all need to wake up and see what's going on. You don't have the luxury that you don't get to fight anymore. Everybody else is getting on code, and you all better wake up and get on code as well. Peace to you, brothers.
Salute, Coach. Salute.
You know, bro, I'm tired, man. I'm tired. These kids, bro, there's no getting through to these kids, and there's no getting through to these grown adolescents. There's no getting through to them. That's why I just exist. I'm gonna find that Bud picture and I'm gonna repost it when he's standing with Fury. I have it here. I'm on my hard drive. I can't find it right now, but I have it somewhere.
I mean, that's just the sad part of evolution, Drew. And I always talk about that, man. That how this is what not just boxing, but you know, our youth have evolved to. You know, and I point to this all the time. You know, that picture you showed of statue of Wilder on his back and Tyson Fury standing over them. What would make us think some shit like that would mean anything to these youngsters today when you could post a picture of Emmett Till with his face all jacked up, his head all swollen up in his coffin, and they'll look at it and just shrug their shoulders.
These kids don't even know who Emmett Till is, man.
Don't even know who he is. Don't you bring up Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, Medgar Evers, and all these civil rights activists that we used to have. You bring them up, and you know, unlike me, when they was brought up to me, I wanted to know who they was.
Right.
I wanted to know what they did for us. And you know, today that's just not prevalent with these youngsters, man. They don't care nothing about that stuff.
And you see, this is where it got lost in translation with this dude. What is his name again? Rick Moon. If that's your name, whatever the hell your name is, Rick Moon, because you're getting blocked in a few minutes. Rick Moon. My major point was Bud was not supposed to talk down on Errol under any circumstances because of what it meant. Because of what it meant. The fight don't happen because of Errol. Errol broke bread with his brother. Whatever the split was, Bud was satisfied with it. Al couldn't do it. Bob Arum couldn't do it. But when he sat down with his brother, they finally did it. And you whooped Errol's ass, and that's the sport. It's fine. What more do you dumb niggas want? What more do you want? And he wasn't supposed to cut down his brother because his brother made that happen. His brother put money in his pocket. And it looks crazy for him to sit down there on that couch and say, nah, he's not in the Hall of Fame. And you get basically Rick Moons of the world. You're an idiot, dude. You're an idiot and you're a coward living to cut down Errol Spence's resume. It doesn't look good. Why? Why brothers are going head to head? For what? Because a certain group of individuals like to see that. They love to see that. They like to see the drama. Now Errol is not a Hall of Famer. Why? Because you said so, bud? Listen, they already said Josh Taylor's path to undisputed at 140 was better than yours. They already said it. 20 years from now, they're going to say it. Bud was okay, but Josh Taylor, Tay Jones in the building, that Josh Taylor, they already saying it, man. They're already saying it. And watch this. 20 years from now, yeah, you know, Errol didn't look good in that fight. It ain't even going to be us. It's going to be white media. Like, oh, look, now they're saying Errol was sick or something or had broken ribs or something. Now they're saying something was wrong. It ain't going to be us. It's going to be them.
You know what? The most respectful thing that Earl Smith Jr. Fan did for Bud Crawford is not talk about what they actually thought was going on in that fight.
Thank you, brother. Yo, Mr. Mon, I was there. I got a phone call. They said, yo, he got out the van, looked like he just, you know how you wake up your kid from a nap in the car?
Yes, sir.
They said Errol looked like he just woke up. Meaning, I ain't going to say what it means. I'm like, oh, shit. And I'm just going to say it showed in that fight. Now, I found out what happened. But how many times you heard me say, Errol ain't going to say anything? I'm not going to say anything.
Yeah, and it would have been disrespectful to Bud.
Thank you. And I didn't want to do that.
You know, it doesn't matter what we think Earl was going through. He got in the ring and he fought. And then after the fight, he had not made one excuse about the whole thing. And then on top of that, you might see a fan here and there talk about what they think was going on with Earl in that fight. But it ain't many. It ain't many. We all have our ideas about what we think was going on with EJ. But one thing we do know is that's not the EJ we know.
We knew that. Listen, Omaha was in there big. When we was leaving the T-Mobile, Omaha was like, yo, what the fuck was wrong with Errol? They were saying that. I said, hey, man, Bud won. That's what I said. Bud won. Keith Thurman was outside. Yo, I don't know what was wrong with Errol. Everybody, that was the talk. Not that Bud dominated, but what was wrong with Errol. But again, when I did my live stream, I didn't say anything. I said, Bud won, man. That's it. Because if I harped on that, it would have been disrespectful to Bud. And I did not want to do that. But when Bud gets on in front of this camera, because he legitimately has a fuck the world mentality. If you love him, great. If you hate him, great. It's about me, my family, and my job is to be in that gym and be 110%. And I respect Bud for that. But when he says some dumb shit and I call it out, I'm not the problem because he said what he said. And nobody but an unconditional idol worshiping Bud fanatic like Rick Moon, who's scared to click the link, stands in the pocket for this man unconditionally. I'm going to hold my people accountable. And there's a lot of things that Bud did, and I've been very respectful. But you could listen to me when I like coddle the situation, say, look, I don't, Bud could do this, and I don't think he should do that. Or you can go ahead and listen to BFTB when he ain't gonna pull no punches. Straight drill sergeant. You're a Bud dick rider. He's wrong. And guess what? Y'all can't even tell me when BFTB lied on this man. He just approaches it different. I don't approach it like how he approaches it, but he's not wrong. And now y'all see, as cool, calm, and collected as I've been, as fair as I've been with Bud, I still had a dick rider come to the chat at my other video and create this live. Dude, I gave you an opportunity to come here and have a conversation. It's not on your terms. I'm not going to send you an email so we could do a premiere and you could pull up resume. I'm not doing all of that. Because the truth is, you don't want to see people, you don't want to allow people to see your stupidity. Because if you was that smart, you'd have pulled up and proved your case. I would have given you the floor for 5 to 10 minutes. Because I am not what you think I am.
It's 3 fighters that I just refuse to listen to any slander on, and that's Deontay Wilder, Devin Haney, and Earl Spence Jr. Simply because if you're a true boxing fan, those are probably three of a few only boxers that attempted to give the fans what they want.
I want y'all to see this live. Okay? Clicking on the name. This is the dude, Rick Moon. Joined April 8th, 2024. You go to report user, hide user from my channel. Blocked. Goodbye. You're done. And that's the name of that tune. Y'all don't know what show that's from. Beretta. I'm that old. That's the name of that tune. You're done. I don't deal with this foolishness. I was trying to have a conversation with you this morning, brother. I was trying to talk to you. I was trying to actually reach out and make a new friend. Y'all know how I do. I don't like this ruckus. I don't. I like to be peaceful. All the beef that you see me in, I promise you I didn't start it. Anytime I've had a moment where I was wrong, I patched it up. And I can only think of one time. I think that was with Tony's Reviews. And I went to his channel and apologized to him. How many of your favorite YouTubers have done that? Because I made a mistake.
Most of them motherfuckers will disappear before they apologize.
Thank you. They'll disappear. They'll be like, oh, no, I don't care. No. I said, nope, I fucked up. And I went to his live. I said, yo, you know what? My bad, brother. I'm sorry. Went to his live, and all the ops was there. Ronald Faggot Brinkley. Oh, you gonna get it now. Boxing heads unite. I'll kill you. I said, yo, Tony, my bad, bro. I thought you was somebody else. That's my fault. I apologize. I'm sorry. He was sick and everything. He ain't been on YouTube in like 2 weeks. I said, oh shit, that's my fault. You live and learn. I apologized, made a new friend, and I moved on. Me and Tony's cool right now. He's a wrench. You see him on BFTB's panel. Former military. And I said, thank you for your service. That's it. All this other shit that y'all see, I didn't start any of that. I don't know what the fuck that is. I'm a man. And if you black, I would rather ignore you when you going off because you look crazy. Clarence, salute. If you feel I wronged you, you could talk to me face to face. When you come at me firing shots, I'm like, who the fuck? The fuck? I will leave you alone before I address you. Would stay real. Left him alone until he literally is dead. Whatever malice he had towards me, he took it to his grave. I didn't do nothing to that dude. And there's a litness of this nigga, that nappy Smurf, Coach Malacoon. Never met him. He made sure of that. Never spoke to him. But he got entire streams about me. Scotty White, all of them niggas. Never did anything to them niggas. Never. They're crazy. I would rather leave these niggas alone because I don't like arguing with black folk. I don't. It looks bad. When you gotta fucking click on a live and do an entire live stream. When I've done it, I was at my rope's end. I actually did a live stream. I was talking about some cracker, some turncoat. And somehow they got a nigga involved. I said, well, fine. Well, since it's going to be like that, it's going to be like that. All this chaos, I don't see nothing but a bunch of black on black crime. And I want you niggas away from me. Now, I got genuine love for Bud, but I'm going to hold him accountable. Dead ass. And salute to you, Mr. Mark. Much love and appreciation. Thank you so much. No diggity doubt. I want what's best for Bud. I wanted what's best for Tank. Now it's like, fuck you. I can't rock with that kid. I can't. How do you rock with him after what he's done, what he said? You just don't. But if you do, that's on you. I'm different. I'm different. And I don't make time. Now, y'all see, this morning, I was willing to have a conversation. Did I say scream and shout and holler? No. No, I wanted to have a conversation. I wanted to see how that brother was coming. Because maybe I could learn something, or maybe he would learn something. Detroit, what up? But he didn't even want to pull up. Nigga, you're not a content creator. Nobody, he's talking to me in the chat like people know who he is. I don't know where he frequents. He ain't been here. He said he just now finding me and he don't know who I am. Bullshit. The first thing these niggas do when they see something that's being said about someone they idolize is they put their name in the search bar. You know how many niggas came back? Oh yeah, you used to be a cop. Oh, you the opposite. Man, eat a dick. Because some of you niggas need to be in jail. Anyway, fuck you. I drive a bus. Eat a dick. And what the fuck does any of that have to do with you idolizing a fighter when he says something stupid? Bud said something stupid. He's still pound for pound the best boxer in the world. But Bud took a picture with Tyson Fury. Bud was in Dubai talking with Daniel Kennedy. And I was like, yo, nobody told him not to do that? Why was he in Dubai? That was concern. Did I say, man, I hope he go to jail with the rest of them niggas? They're wishing him harm. Didn't Art Hostage come on here and talk about, yo, I don't think Bud should be over there? There's a channel named Al Prophet. You can look him up. He did a piece on that about Bud being in Dubai with Daniel Kennedy. His name is Al Prophet. I said, oh shit. And what did I say? Man, I hope Bud don't get in no trouble. That's what I said. You niggas. Man, if Errol's over there, I hope that nigga get locked up. Y'all already doing it right now. Didn't some stupid ass rapper get killed and then lying about Errol being involved in that? Didn't that stupid ass dumb motherfucker wish that Devin Haney died? I just showed you the tweet. Southpaw TV, punk ass nigga. With the prayer hands, I hope he dies. I hope Devin Haney dies. That's what he said. Meanwhile, I got niggas coming over here coming for me. Y'all ain't checking him? Y'all not gonna check him? Oh, okay, I get it. In the words of that nigga Mike S. that's banished, the enemy of my enemy. When the fuck did Devin become your enemy? How'd that happen? Tay, I see you. You niggas is weird, bro. You niggas is just weird. Weird. I'm very particular about the company I keep. When you show me who you are, 100% I believe you. And you got one time to do some nigga nonsense, and I will quietly leave you alone. Whatever YouTube beef I ever been into, trust me, I didn't say anything. Relationships, I will kill a relationship you won't even know until that nigga say something. I'm not the one for it. I will quietly leave you alone. I don't make no scenes, nothing. Y'all ever went into a party and then the crowd changed? You start looking around like, oh, hold on. You know what I used to do? Where to exit? All right, let me go stand by this. Oh, whoa, they just let 10 niggas in here with Timberlands on. If you from New York, you know. Why they let 10 niggas in the door with Timbs? Somebody about to get it. Let me get out of here. Out. Yo, you heard what happened at the club the other day? What happened? Got shot up. Okay, yeah, I know. I went home and I played some PlayStation. I'm good. When in life are we not allowed to hold our athletes accountable, our entertainers accountable, people that they put on a pedestal that represent us accountable? They'd rather be held accountable by us Because by the time the white man get to you, it's over. He trying to put your ass in jail. Ask Diddy. Maybe if enough niggas with the Diddy be like, yo, I don't care how much money you got. You need to stop doing this shit. You beating bitches. You grabbing niggas on the ass. Whatever it is you doing, bro, slow down, man. Because once these crackers get involved, it's over for you. I'm Diddy. I'm untouchable. I know Donald Trump. I know the Clintons. Where's Diddy right now? Literally fighting for his life, his freedom. Now, I don't know what happened. Some of it could be true. Some of it could be a lie. But I know he's going through it right now. So let's bring it back to boxing. When Bud says something completely asinine, because it's asinine, you could bring up resume, ain't gonna work. It's not gonna work. He said something silly. And he's done silly shit. He's not perfect, but I still support this brother. You never heard me say he's trash in the ring. Never. But I will hold him accountable when he says something crazy. And that goes for any and everybody. Love Andre Ward in the ring, but he said some stupid shit. Idolizing these dudes. It's not even them. It's you. And if you love Bud, you tell the truth. Because if you stand in the pocket and you cut down Errol, I promise you, 2 decades from now, if you're still alive and watching boxing, history will cut down Errol. When they talking about Bud, they're going to say, do we really give Bud as one of the GOATs? Well, I don't know. Yeah, but he beat Errol. There'll be a black person on the panel. He beat Errol Spence. Yeah, but he did that so easy. So let's not give him that. But that guy, Josh Taylor, he had a harder way to go at 140, and they're going to throw that in your face. And that's when you go to YouTube and look for my channel and arm yourself with the proper facts. Matter of fact, here's what I'm going to do for you guys. This is the video right here. This is the video right here. This is the video right here. At your convenience, you watch that video. Quiet Storm, my brother. That's the video right there. And in that video, I said the danger, and I didn't disrespect Josh Taylor, but I said the danger is Bud needs to smash the gas on Errol and make the fight, because Josh has the complexion for the protection. And if he decides, I want to fight Errol, they're going to make that fight. And then Bud's going to have a problem. But I ain't going to talk your head off, man. The General's on. No live tomorrow. I got a doctor's appointment in the AM. I don't know. Maybe on the way back, I'll go live when I'm in the car or something, probably. But salute to y'all. Go subscribe to the Patreon. I got a lot of fire content coming up. I'm just recording stuff. My work schedule's bonkers right now. Make sure you go subscribe to the Painful Excellence Podcast. Go subscribe to Pep Talk. Hold on, let me go to my... Let me tell y'all something. I'm running the numbers up. You feel me? I'm running the numbers up. And let's show Google that they can't fuck with us. Some of y'all don't know I got 3 channels. Hey, Shauna, salute. That's Pep Talk. That's my second channel, the Painful Excellence Podcast. Adult conversations and real life situations. We discuss it with class. Real shit. Go subscribe to that channel. Let's run the numbers up. Go subscribe to the Patreon, Drew Titan LLC. You know what I mean? The General's on. And y'all make sure y'all stay blessed, man. But my weekend starts as of right now. And take it gently.
Okay, have a crappy weekend. Hope your house burns down.
Move!
Why are you gay?
Who says I'm gay?
You are gay.